Olga Vladimirovna Baklanova, the 19th of August 1893 to 6 September 1974, was a sultry Russian-born naturalized American actress of stage and screen, radio host and performer, operatic singer, and ballerina. She achieved prominence during the silent film era, after taking several years of her age and changing the spelling of her Russian surname from Baklonova was often billed under her last name only, as Baklanova, similarly to the surname-only nomenclature assigned to fellow countrywoman Nazimova, an exotic blonde temptress. She was billed as the Russian Tigress, and remains most noted by modern audiences for portraying the fictional Duchess Josiana in the Universal, silent The Man Who Laughs and trapeze artist Cleopatra in Todd Browning's horror movie Freaks, which features a cast of actual carnival sideshow freaks. Early life and Moscow Arts Theatre. She was born on 19 August 1893, in Moscow, Russia. Baklanova was the daughter of Vladimir Baklanov and his wife Alexandra, herself an actress in early Russian films. Baklanova studied drama at the Chernyavsky Institute before being accepted into the prestigious Moscow Art Theatre with such contemporaries as Maria Ouspensky in 1912. Over the next decade, she appeared in Russian films, and also performed extensively on stage, touring and performing in many countries of the world. In the 1930s had a program called Olga Baclanova's Continental Review, and she often appeared as a guest on radio programs singing songs in her native Russian. She had trained in operatic voice at the Moscow Arts Theatre. In 1925 she was given the award, Worthy Artist of the Republic, the highest Soviet artist honor. Baklanova appeared in around 17 films in her native Russia, including THF's Soviet agit-prop, Dilbred, before heading to the United States-American career. Baklanova first came to New York City with the 1925 touring production of the Moscow Art Theatre's Lysistrata. Though the rest of the company returned to Russia in 1926, she stayed to pursue career in the United States. She would appear in a West Coast production of The Miracle, before being cast in her debut film, a bit part, called The Dove, a statuesque blonde. Baklanova quickly established herself as a popular actress in American silent movies and achieved a notable success with The Docks of New York, directed by Joseph von Sternberg. Later that year, she also appeared in The Man Who Laughs as Duchess Josiana, the femme fatale love interest to Conrad Veitz's Disfigured Hero. The introduction of talking films proved difficult for Baklanova, as audiences did not respond to her heavy Russian accent. She no longer secured leading roles, and was relegated to supporting parts. Her career was in decline when she was offered the role of the cruel circus performer Cleopatra in Todd Browning's film Freaks. This horror movie, which featured actual carnival freaks, was highly controversial and screened only briefly before being withdrawn. It would be 30 years before Freaks gained a cult following. The movie did not revive Baklanova's film career, which ended in 1943. Baklanova worked extensively on stage in London's West End and in New York, for about 10 years starting in the mid-1930s. In 1943 she appeared in Claudia at the Moore Theatre in Seattle, Washington. Personal life. Baklanova's father was murdered during the fall of the Tsar. She was married 3 times. Firstly to lawyer Vladimir Zopy, and bore 2 sons with her first and second husbands. The birth of her second son with actor Nicholas Sorsanin was front-page news and covered quite extensively in the press in 1930. Her third marriage was to Russian-born Richard Judovich, better known as Richard Davis, who owned the Fine Arts Theatre in New York. In 1931 Baklanova became a naturalized American citizen. Her likeness to the American pop singer Madonna in the 1980s has been well mentioned. Later years. After her retirement she migrated to Switzerland. She died at a rest home on 6 September 1974 in Vevey, Switzerland, aged 81, apparently suffering from Alzheimer's disease, although this cannot be confirmed. She was interred at Corsier Cemetery, in Corsier-sur-Vevey. Selected Hollywood filmography: The Dove, The Tsarina's Secret, Forgotten Faces, The Man Who Laughs, Three Sinners, Street of Sin, The Docks of New York, Avalanche, The Wolf of Wall Street, The Man I Love, A Dangerous Woman, The Great Lover, Freaks, Downstairs, The $1 Billion Scandal, Claudia, Stage Roles, The Miracle, The Farewell Supper, 1929, Silent Witness, Grand Hotel, 20th Century as Lily Garland, 1932, The Cat and the Fiddle, $25 an Hour, Murder at the Vanities, Mahogany Hill, Broadway, 1934, Going Place, Idiot's Delight, 1936, 20th Century, Claudia 1941–1943, Claudia, U.S. Tour, The Cat and the Fiddle, 1945, Louisiana Lady, a copy of Madame Oppic.